Oh, hello, beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. As you can see from the title, today we're here with a 2020 release from the house of Tom Ford, aka my guy Tom 44. The fragrance is none other than that of Ébène Fumé, and this is the fragrance that was on my radar for sure. I actually got a call from my guy Kevin Samuels, who's like, yo B, I'm in the store right now smelling this thing and it is top tier. And I said, I am my guy. I've been looking for it actually right now as we speak, but it was not available. We're hooked up with the SA over there, and now I have it within my collection. All right, here's the deal. This fragrance really stood out to me for a few reasons. I really just liked the presentation. The way this thing was shown, I was expecting something to be dark, something to be sensual, and we got a little bit of both of these things. Now, let me go ahead and go through the presentation as we always would, and go ahead and start with the bottle. All right, that's your traditional Tom Ford spray. It's not like anything special. And let's talk about this here, the packaging, man. The packaging is very similar to what you experience in most of the private blend fragrances, but it looks a little ashy. All right, man, fuck that box. All right, here's the deal. This scent here does a lot for me, okay? On first spray, I get a hint of spice. All right, there's this black pepper within this fragrance, and when we look at the total note breakdown for this one, you're gonna experience some things, right? That spice, you got black pepper here, you got some lavender within this fragrance, you get some leather here, you get a lot of woods within this scent, and there's some incense here to kind of talk about the top fragrances that you're going to experience, at least those notes that you'll experience. One of the things about this fragrance, when I first smelled this fragrance, and my wife was like, that doesn't sound pleasant, is that this fragrance reminded me of a church. Let me explain to you. When I was a kid, I don't know, I would be lying to you if I told you I remember the age, but I used to go to a church with my grandmother. She would take me there from time to time when she was watching me. Actually, she took me there all the time when she was watching me. And it was called the Burning Bush Spiritual Temple, all right? And within that church, they would burn these incense and wood of palo santo, all right? And I get the palo santo within this fragrance for sure. It instantly reminded me of that. Also, for those of you who are really tuned in to what goes on within my family, within my household, then you guys know that my wife owns a store, and she used to sell palo santo there as well. So I'm used to that notes of palo santo being burned and what that actually smells like. And it's here within this fragrance. So with that being said, although it did remind me of that church situation, I did feel good about this fragrance. I felt that it was still a nice scent. In addition to that, like I said, on first spray, you're gonna get met with that spice. That black pepper is there, and then it transitions into something woody and creamy. Now, when I talk about the notes of the palo santo here and some of that wood, it's almost like a cedar, creamy-ish, right? But palo santo in itself is said to be a holy wood, and in fact it's frowned upon today to really just sell it openly, right? So things like sage, palo santo, it's frowned upon to sell it in like a mass production way where people are going to, you know, do things other than what it was intended for, i.e. putting it into fragrances, right? So there's that. But it does smell good here. In addition to that, once that goes away, it begins to get into some of this incense within the scent, and I like it. I like it. The incense here is not too intense, and that was one of the things that I was worried about when looking at some of the notes here, because it's not like a huge note breakdown that you can find here. But when I'm getting into this scent and I'm looking at notes like leather, I'm looking at amber, I'm looking at the black pepper, right? I'm looking at the palo santo, I'm looking at the incense. I'm like, okay, this fragrance is going to be boom in your face, right? And that can be challenging to wear. So I was like, yeah, I'm not sure what to expect with this scent, but I did get some reassurance from Kevin Samuels, and I broke my cardinal rule. Now, you guys know that if a fragrance is over 200 bucks, I typically do not blind buy it. The fragrance came in at a weird price point of 263 bucks. Why not 265? Why not 260? Why not 255? 263 is very specific, and I think that's like a profitability number. I'm not sure, it could be something totally different, but that is a weird number. Enough about that, let's talk about how this fragrance wears. As I mentioned, when I was looking at the note breakdown, I was expecting something to be in your face, big, bold, aggressive, and although it does have some notes that can be perceived as aggressive, it doesn't come off as an aggressive scent, which I enjoy, right? I enjoy the fact that this fragrance does wear closer to the skin, and when you think of notes like incense, right, those are not the most popular fragrance notes. In fact, if you're looking from a compliment factor perspective, most of your fragrances with high compliment factor are not going to feature incense notes. But so when I smell it here, I think it comes off in a way that is semi-sensual. It's semi-sweet. It's very small sweetness that you get wafts of. It's a little fresh, but it's not like overtly aggressive. When I think of things like in 2020 release, we go with Black Iris from Amouage, right? That newer one that they had there. That one was bold. That one was aggressive. That one was in your face. And some people could find that one challenging to wear. But this one here, I did not. Right? In fact, when I sprayed this fragrance on, I let my wife smell it. She said, you know, she sprayed it on herself. This is a fragrance that she said, you know what, I would wear that. And this is a fragrance that I think is really, really nice, and a change from what Tom Ford has delivered. Now, when I say that, I'm thinking of things like, I don't know, he does a lot of good stuff here, all right? But I think it's a change in just the overall releases that they've had. And traditionally, when I'm looking at what they've done, right, we have, you know, Lost Cherry. I just had this one close to me, right? We had that bitter peach there. You had the reintroduction of ombre leather Parfums, right? I think that this one is different. There is some leather nuances within this fragrance, but I do enjoy it. I feel this fragrance is going to be good for that fall and winter. It's not a super loud fragrance, but it does have a hint of sophistication to this scent that I think that because of that, it's not going to be one that suits all age ranges, right? So if you are maybe like high school scent, this is probably not one that you are going to look to wear. However, if you are, you know, maybe a title position of power, so to speak, right? This is a fragrance that you would wear. It's subtle, right? It has those hints of really strong notes there, but it doesn't come off as anything that's strong and aggressive. In fact, this is a fragrance that I would not personally mind wearing to the office. I don't think it would be offensive to anyone, but I also think it would catch a few noses and people would be intrigued at the very least of what I have on. This is a fragrance that I'm looking forward to wearing for sure. In terms of the longevity on this fragrance, I haven't had it for a ton of time. I actually have, I'll get into that later. This one here I had for about 3 days on this fragrance. So, you know, so far maybe 6 to 8 hours in terms of longevity there, which isn't great, right? Some people, when you're looking at note breakdown, you want 15 plus hours there. So if that's what you're expecting on this fragrance, then you're not going to get that, right? In terms of projection on this fragrance, right, it's going to sit again closer to the skin. So 1 to 2 feet, right, is what you can expect on this one on the onset of this fragrance. And then as it begins to dry down, you get 2 hours into this fragrance, you know, a nice little, you know, half an arm's length away from you, which is probably okay for what this fragrance offers, because again, some of the notes within this fragrance are strong and aggressive, although it doesn't come off as strong and aggressive, and it could be in any other fragrance offensive, but I feel the way that they've kind of combined this fragrance together, it works in a way that I personally enjoy, and I think a lot of you out there will as well. I am happy with the purchase of this fragrance. In fact, again, I'll get to that later. I won't get to it. I'll keep it to myself because I have to keep it for something. All right, so I am happy with this purchase. Yes, it's a great scent. Will it be for everyone? No, but I feel like if you're looking for a fragrance that is maybe an entry, a gateway into, you know, some of those more aggressive scents, the notes of incense, you know, amber, right? Amber is a great note. That's in a lot of scents. I want to go there. But leather, wood, right? It really combines those in a great way. And fantastic scent. Like I enjoy this one. All right, so I'm done on it. Like, listen, if you want to get your nose on it, feel free to do so, because I think you will be pleasantly surprised about what you experience with the scent. Again, if you're looking for a beast mode scent, overpowering, this is not the one for you. But if you're looking for something that is nice, It's sensual, it's sophisticated, and it takes a different play on what the norm is today when we look at designer fragrances. Then I think that you will be really surprised with that scent. If you're like me and look at it in the aspect of, you know, based on how much you paid for the scent versus the designer of the fragrance, then I think that for me, it's worth the cost, all right? May not be that for all of you out there, but then there's always the gray market if you feel not. Listen, that's what I have for you today as it comes down to Ébène Fumé. I like the name of the fragrance, like the presentation, looks good. The juice color is captivating, right? Scent that I'm happy to have in the collection. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. If you experienced it, do you plan on picking it up? I would love to know. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard Beat, with the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do, to hit the goddamn bell.